Hello, year 1 and 2. So you've got me again for this week's assembly. I hope again that you've had a really great week, that you've all been growing those brains and doing lots of home learning or in-school learning, and that you maybe managed to get outside and have a little play in that small amount of snow that we got earlier in the week. And actually, as I look out my window now, it is snowing a little bit again now, so it's all very exciting. So let me just share my screen with you so you can see what our assembly is on today. Okay, so the first page might be a little bit of a giveaway as to what our assembly is about. So we are looking at Shrove Tuesday. Now, Shrove Tuesday is actually next week. So next Tuesday is going to be Shrove Tuesday. That will be the 16th of February. So first of all, what I would like you to do is to talk with somebody in the room about what you might already know about Shrove Tuesday. Now, the picture from before might have been a little bit of a giveaway. So I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to talk about what you might already know. Maybe think about what you might eat on Shrove Tuesday if you're a bit stuck for ideas. Okay. So a few facts about Shrove Tuesday. Now, this day is also known as Pancake Day, and it is the last day before Lent begins. And Lent is the Christian period that leads up to Easter, when people often give up something. So I wonder if you've ever given anything up for Lent before. I know that in the past I've given up chocolate for Lent, so I didn't eat chocolate for a very long time. I've also given up crisps before, and I've even given up sugar in my coffee. So there are lots of things that you might decide to give up, and it doesn't have to be food. You don't have to give anything up at all if you don't want to. In the past, people were not allowed to eat foods such as eggs, so to use them before Lent began, people would mix them with other rich foods such as milk, flour and butter to make pancakes. So again, they would be using up all of their ingredients they had in their cupboard to make pancakes. So it is called Shrove Tuesday because Christians would go to church on that day to be shriven. And shriven is an old word, and it means that people had to confess all the things that they knew that they had done wrong. The priest would bless the people, then they would go home and make pancakes using all of the rich and fatty foods that they had in their cupboards. So we're going to have a little look at how people celebrate Shrove Tuesday around the United Kingdom. Quickly, I wonder if any of you can remember the 4 different countries of the United Kingdom. We've got one up here, there's one over here, one here, and one here. I wonder if you can remember all of those names. So we've got England, we've got Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So in Northern Ireland, in the past, pancakes were cooked over a fire, which families and friends would gather around, eager to enjoy the food. The eldest unmarried daughter of the family would toss the first pancake. And it was thought that if she tossed it and it landed back in the pan, that she would be married that year. But if it didn't turn over when she tossed it or dropped it, she would stay single. In Scotland, Scottish pancakes are much smaller and thicker than traditional pancakes, which are often made in England. So you might have tried these little Scotch pancakes before. In some parts of Scotland, they are called drop scone or dropped scone. Wales. On the evening before Shrove Tuesday, in some parts of Wales, tin cans were kicked up and down the streets. It is thought that this was to remember the task of putting away all of the pots, pans and utensils used to make the tastier food that was not allowed to be eaten during the period of Lent. Krempogs, also known as froes, I might have said that wrong, are thicker than the traditional English-style pancakes often eaten on Pancake Day. Traditionally, they are cooked on a cast iron bake stone, griddle or plank. So they have much thicker pancakes than we would normally have over here. So England, let's see how we celebrate Pancake Day over here. One of the most famous pancake races takes place in Olney in Buckinghamshire, England. Now, Olney isn't actually too far away from here. It's about a half an hour, 40-minute car journey. So it's quite a nice little place to go and visit. According to tradition, in 1445, a woman living in Olney heard the church bell while she was making pancakes. And, not wanting to be late for the service, she ran to the church in her apron, still holding her frying pan. Today, women who live in Olney take part in the race, wearing an apron and a hat or scarf, and of course carrying a frying pan containing a pancake. They must flip their pancakes 3 times during the race. The first person to cross the finish line at the church and receive a kiss from the verger wins the race. Now, if we were in school, we possibly would have had some kind of pancake race here. So maybe you could convince your mums, dads, sisters, brothers, anybody to have a little race with you, maybe with some cold pancakes. So across the United Kingdom, pancake races have often been part of celebrations. People run, often dressed in costumes or fancy dress, whilst tossing a cooked pancake in a frying pan at the same time. And the first person to cross the finish line is the winner. So if you do have a pancake race at home, maybe you could dress up in a silly little outfit, and you could, or in a fancy dress costume, or you could dress as your favourite character. But just be careful, if you are going to have a race at home, remember to use a cold pancake and check with your mum and dad first. We don't want you with any hot pans running around your house. Right, quiz time. Let's see if we can sort this quiz out. So, when is Shrove Tuesday? Is it A, the day before Christmas Day? Is it B, the last day before Lent begins? C, the first day of the year? Or D, the last day of the year? I wonder if you can remember which day it was. It was B, the last day before Lent begins. So how many countries are there in the United Kingdom? Was there A, 2, B, 6, C, 1, or D, 4? So I wonder if you can remember how many there were and if you can remember their names. Okay, super, that was D, 4. So we've got Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. So 4 countries in the United Kingdom. In some parts of Scotland, what are Scotch pancakes also known as? Was it A, fairy cakes, B, drop scones, C, biscuits, or D, flapjacks? Brilliant, that was drop scones. That was those tiny pancakes. And what were Welsh crempogs traditionally cooked on? A tray, B, saucepan, C, cast iron bake stone griddle or plank, or D, a shelf? That was C, cast iron bake stone. Number 5, during a traditional pancake race, what would contestants usually do? A, run whilst tossing their pancakes in a pan, B, stand still, C, eat all of the pancakes, or D, cook the pancakes? Excellent, that was run whilst tossing their pancakes in the pan, although I think I would rather eat all of the pancakes. Okay, super duper. We are going to have a little look now at what day comes after Pancake Day. And the day after Pancake Day is called Ash Wednesday. So that will be a week today. That will be next Wednesday, will be Ash Wednesday. Oh, it is the first day of Lent, and Lent is a special time for Christians as it is the time before Easter, when Christians are thinking about how they can improve their behaviour. They also use this time to think about the things that Jesus did for them. During Lent, Christians often give up things. They do this to remind themselves of the time that Jesus spent in the desert. They give up luxuries and they try to resist temptation to practice self-discipline. They might also make some time to pray more often and to attend church. So why is it called Ash Wednesday? Ashes are what is left when we burn something. And on Ash Wednesday, Christians go to a special service to repent. This means that they go to church to admit the things that they have done wrong and to ask God for forgiveness. During the special service, a special cross is drawn on their head using ashes. Christians believe that the ashes are a symbol of being sorry for things that they have done wrong. They also believe that having a cross drawn on their head with ash shows their commitment to God and Jesus Christ. So why do you think that Christians think about the things they have done wrong? Christians think about the things that they have done wrong so that they can try to be better people in the future. So maybe you could have a little think about something that you would like to change about yourself. So maybe a behaviour that you do that you might quite like to change. So mine might be that sometimes I feel like I might be a little bit shy or a little bit quiet. So maybe I would like to change that and become a bit more confident and talk a little bit more. Or maybe I've not been listening to my mum and dad very well. So maybe something that I would like to change is to listen a bit more carefully to things that my mum or dad tell me to do. So maybe you could have a little think about that over the next week and see how you get on with that. So I hope you all have a lovely pancake day and that you have lots and lots of pancakes with lots of delicious toppings. You might have some lemon and sugar. You might have strawberries. You might even have some chocolate sauce. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a lovely half term because it is half term next week. So that means that there is no home learning for the week and you get to have a bit of fun with your family and maybe chill out a little bit. So have a really good week and I will see you soon.